Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. One-of-a-kind shades made to order by VaporShades.com. Vapor Shades designs the outer layer of the sunglasses just like a wrap on a car. They customize your sunglasses, marbling the paint. The end result is no two pair of sunglasses are alike. Yours will be completely unique to you. Check us out at VaporShades.com. Use promo code Tuddle for 15% off your entire order. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Don't give up, don't even do it. Yeah, sure, we're all going through it, but you made it this far, so might as well keep going, friend.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. On the line with me, I'm always excited to have my very good friend, my comatose.
Okay, here we
co-host,
go.
My,
you get
my,
that right.
my co-host, Serak Hali. Is that right?
First of all,
Hailey.
you never say my last name until just now.
Oh, okay. Now let me ask you though. All right, you're wanting to get into broadcasting. How are you going to brand yourself? Like for example, I've always gone by Tuddle, but my real name is Patrick.
Right.
You never got one of those zany, crazy radio names.
Very true.
Are you gonna go by your first and last name, or like how?
I think I'm just gonna go by my first name, right? Because I mean, so it's either you're thinking of me or you're thinking of the alcohol, and most likely you're thinking of the alcohol. But hey, I'd rather have one person as competition or one thing as competition. Like then, like if my name was like Jim or something like that, you know, if your name is Jim, you gotta have a different name.
You know that the guy that we worked for, Bubba the Love Sponge. Do you know that his name is Todd Clem? All right, but he actually legally had his name. You look on his driver's license, it is Bubba the Love Sponge Clem.
Do you think, like, are your children supposed to call you that?
Well, that's another thing that I did we talk once again, lots of head injuries. Calling people by their, like, you know, do you call people by their first name, elders? Yeah, like exactly. Like, you know, would you ever call your dad by his real name?
No, it's weird. Plus, I mean, that would just be weird. Like, I don't know.
It's
but it's also
though.
kind of weird that as a society, it's like, you know, we go by, like, you know, Mr. and Mrs., you know, as far as last names, right? Like nobody really goes. Very few people actually go by like their name or want to be called their name, besides like your peers, pretty much. People. What do you
call your girl's parents' name? What do you call them, Mr. and Mrs.?
You know, I call them Mr. and Mrs., but I always try to avoid like having to like give a title. You know, like if I see them, hey, how's it going? Like I don't say, hey, so and so, how's it going? I just say, hey, how's it going? You know,
be like, what up, Doug?
Little tricks.
How are you, Doug?
You pick up. Doug? No, hell no. I don't even know if his friends call him Doug. I mean, his name's not Doug, but
I know that, but I just threw out a random name, you know.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny though. It's like I like where she lives at when we kind of like first started dating. Like you got to go through like a secure, like they have like it's like gated off. It's like a security gate you have to go through. And say if like you're a guest when you come in, obviously you're like, hey, I'm seeing so and so, right? Or you give them the unit number. And what they do to verify is they will actually, you know, they'll call the unit owner, whoever owns the unit. And basically, I didn't know at the time like her dad's name. So they're asking me like, oh, are you going to see so and so? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I guess so. Yeah. So they call this guy and he's not there. He's in Massachusetts. So it's just kind of like that awkward, you know, like, all right, he's not here. My name is weird as shit to say when you're actually reading it. And yeah, man. So long story short is I just say hey. I don't really go by by her parents' like first name. But I know eventually I probably have to think of something.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've met somebody before and you feel like you had a connection with them, but you forgot their name? Like you'd be like, how do you handle that? Like they know your name, but like you can't think for the life of yourself what their name is. Like, how do you get around that?
If I can, oh man, that's tough. I usually try to look for like a third party, like a third person there to kind of like intervene. And you know what I mean? Like, and like, oh, this is John. Oh, John, this is my boy. Like, you got to say like that. This is my boy. And then John will introduce himself and then say if the guy's name is like Tim or something like that. Oh, John. Oh, Tim. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, Tim. And then I'll still forget afterwards. But like always when you're like in meeting new people,
try to stay vague.
Party.
You try to stay vague on situations because the last thing you want to do is look like an asshole and call somebody by the wrong name.
Well, not only that, it's just that like when that happens to me, like if somebody forgets my name, like I don't really fucking care. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. I don't remember you because I'm known for forgetting other people's name. But I always wonder, does that like hurt people's feelings? When
I think it does because if they remember your name, it kind of is like, oh, I guess I really didn't make an impression on this person that I wasn't important enough for them to remember my name.
Well, okay, but if you introduce yourself as Tuddle, that's easy to remember. Like it's the bland generic names that just kind of get lost in the shuffle there.
Like a John.
Oh yeah, God forbid I meet someone and their name is John. I'm just hey, for future reference, the Johns out there and the Sarahs and the Ashleys. I'm sorry, you gotta have to think of something different, or tell me a middle name or something.
So do you do this in your phone, like when you first meet somebody, like you'll learn their first name? Like I'm very OCD. Like one of the first things I learned in radio is you always ask for a card. Back in the day when people had cards,
Right.
Now it's just like, you just send and share your contact info and you put it in.
Right.
But like, have you ever done like, say you meet somebody like Dave, okay? And you meet Dave and you be like, Dave, bald guy, or like, like
some type of description.
Some type of description, but like I am so OCD. Like I've got over 2,000 contacts in my phone.
Oh my god! Why don't you delete some of those?
No, dude, you never know. Like, but I even
you never know what that somebody from grade school is gonna call you or something. Like,
dude, because you can put in the notes, like you can put what they do, where you met them, and stuff, and then all you got to do is type in the like key phrases. Like for example, if I type in lawyer in my phone, from all the lawyers that I've met from working in radio, it'll show me every single lawyer that's in my contact list.
Yeah, but what if they're not even lawyers anymore? Like that's terrible. Or like what if like somebody dies? Do you just put like change it, put like a RIP next to their
exactly
next to
with the skull emoji?
Yeah, and pray that number never calls you. Like, oh shit, why is this dead guy calling me?
But I mean, we've all done that. Like we've all met chicks before. Like, you've been partying, maybe you've been drinking. Like, you exchange phone numbers and you'll be like, Julie, blonde-headed chick with a big jug.
See, that's like, if you could write all that, you'll probably just remember in general. You know what I mean? Like, I would never, like, I started to do that, like how you do it, where you like put like a description or something next to the name. But then after a while, you just say, oh, whatever, just leave it as like the number. And just go through the thread.
But it bothers the fuck out of me if I do not have my contact list in order. I don't know if that's just my obsessive compulsive disorder and my ADHD stuff, but I have to have it. I gotta have first, last name, email, and
even email. That's excessive. Email, like I mean,
and I even do birthdays if I can find out, because like it always gets you in good, because like you never know when you're gonna need a favor. So like you get a reminder, oh, it's such and such's birthday today.
Yeah, but that's what Facebook is for. I honestly remember 99% of birthdays because of Facebook.
What do you think about Facebook memories? Because me being married, every so often
You
the
get the
memories will pop up of stuff that me and my ex-wife did, and I'm like, it bums me the fuck out sometimes.
I think Facebook Memories was a marketing like plan to get people to keep Facebook, right? Because if you were ever on the cusp of thinking about deleting Facebook, right? Say you're on our age, right? Where you were there when it started, you're there now, and maybe you're kind of getting sick of it. Who knows? But like, say if you're thinking about deleting it, and then all of a sudden they have this new feature with memories, and some old picture pops up, and you're just like, oh man, I forgot about that. And that kind of like entices you to keep it. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe I should keep this because as a man, and I don't know if other guys do this, like I'm not really a big photo taker. I don't take a lot of pictures. I know you do. I know you're on like
whatever.
Your
Dude, you
no,
take
I
pictures?
don't. No,
You
I do
take-
not
I-
take. I do
you
not
know-
take pictures when I should take pictures. Is what I'm trying to say. So like if I'm on vacation or something like that, I'll take maybe 3 or 4 pictures when. If I was a girl, it would have been like 300 or 400 pictures or something like that. So when the Facebook memories pop up from past, it's just like, oh shit, man, I'm not gonna be responsible enough to go back and look at all these old pictures. But thanks a lot, Facebook, for bringing it up. So I think it's a good thing overall.
Here's another question. Okay, when you break up with a girl, do you erase all evidence of her from your social media? Because I've never done that. Like, all the pictures of when I was married and stuff are still like on my page and stuff like that. Like, or do you have you ever had?
I know girls do that stuff, but I don't. Just because it's like,
I've been erased from my ex-wife. Like, if you look at my ex-wife's Facebook page, like there is no connection to me at all.
Well, yeah, well, girls do that. Girls will erase you, like literally 10 minutes after you guys break up. But guys just, I don't know. I feel like we're just too lazy to have to go sort through all those. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's a picture of that. Let me delete that. I don't give a fuck.
Here's another question. Tell me if you think this is weird. Okay. My ex-wife, her and I don't want to blow up her spot out of respect, or her Twitter account. Okay.
Okay.
She still, her name, first name, middle initial, but she's still rocking my last name.
Ooh. Well, maybe she. Is she on Twitter often?
I mean, not as much as she used to be, but she still posts on it.
Like, remember, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, I was asking you about Twitter, how like I couldn't figure out how to change like my username. Maybe she's dealing with the same issues where like it's too much of a hassle to try to figure out how to change the name, so you just leave it as is. I mean, are you still thinking about it right now? You got feelings?
No, I'm
feelings coming back?
I'm not, but that's my last.
Well, how would you honestly? But how would you know? Unless you're doing some snooping, right?
I mean,
remember, it's the algorithms, baby. Whatever you're looking at keeps popping up.
We are still friends. We still follow each other on all social media.
Man. I don't know how. That doesn't make any sense. No, you're not friends. All right, what's the number right now?
No, we are. We are still friends. Like, seriously, we are still friends. Okay, here. You
like, what benefit do you get still being friends with your ex-wife and you're trying to see other women?
Okay, all right. So I'll tell you this. Okay, I cannot deny. All right, did it suck? Was I mad as hell right after the divorce? Yes. I fucking hated her. Fucking despised her. But then I was like, you know what though? I can't deny that we did not have good times. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like, you've had good times with friends growing up. You know what I mean? Like, that's just part of it. But you don't like, reminisce about it constantly, or
no,
like,
we don't reminisce about anything though. Here, for example, we're both Manchester United Football Club fans. Okay.
So it's like 10 million other people.
Okay, but we talk about the soccer matches all the time.
Like still today?
Yeah. Like we'll text during the
Tuddle,
matches and stuff.
Trust me, you might still have some feelings, man, because that's like saying, me and my ex are both Lakers fans.
So
and
you
we talk
can't
about
be
the games as if there's no other Laker fans. I can literally throw a rock out the window and hit a Laker fan on accident. Like,
So
I
you
don't know,
can't
man.
be
That's
friends
your
with an
pick.
ex.
I don't
So
think you can't be friends, but I wouldn't go out of my way to contact them, or I wouldn't like. It wouldn't pop in my mind to be like, oh, I wonder what they're doing, or oh, I noticed you haven't changed something on Twitter, or oh, I see you are happy in with someone else. Like, like all I'm saying is, that's how I am with girls that I've dated. I can imagine like someone I was like married to. Like, hell no.
Would it be wrong for me to be like, yo, like, why are you still rocking my government name?
That's double-edged sword, because that's a great question for her. But an easy rebuttal is, why are you stalking me? Why did you notice? You know what I mean?
Friends.
So it's like you're opening that door.
We're still friends on social media. I've already said that. It's not like I'm stalking her page.
Okay, but who hits who up?
Most of the time it's me.
Yeah, bro, you gotta listen. I hate to be the heartbreak kid right now, but you gotta cut it off, man. You gotta let it go. Unless you got some diabolical plan, getting back with her, or
No, I don't. No, she's actually
let it go, man, because it's nagging you and you don't even realize it.
Maybe you're right.
And
I don't
listen,
know.
and it's funny, and that's what, like, I told you last time how we had to watch like the Social Dilemma and the whole Netflix, social media documentary. Like, one of the things that's true to this day, like, regardless if you think the ads are geared towards you or not, man, the algorithms gives you what you want to see the most. And if your ex-wife or ex-girlfriend keeps popping up on your news feeds, it's because you're doing something that's making that happen. So
yeah, you're probably
just saying,
right.
Man. Trust
You're
the algorithms.
Right.
Trust them.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about, because Serak, before he even got on, he was complaining about a pinched nerve, not being able to, look one way. Because I did something yesterday that I haven't done in a really, really long time. And it's something that you would not think that would make you sore. That's coming up right after the break. You are listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
He's a nerd,
I've only been arrested one time.
a radio personality,
Professionally, I'm not in the best position that I've ever been in.
and hot talk satirizer.
You would think with everything that's going on, a Caucasian like myself wouldn't be able to randomly talk to an African American or a minority.
You're listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuddle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Do you have something you want to say?
Hey, what kind of preacher is you?
Leave Tuddle a voicemail,
Cause you kind of ignorant.
especially if you think he's being an asshole.
No nigga, bitch.
Will your hurtful comments offend Tuddle?
No, baby.
Call the show at 407-270-3044.
No, baby.
Want to smoke a blunt? Yes. Oh no, I'm gonna roll one up. Put that away. I got one. No, this is our pre-blunt. We'll smoke this one while you roll that one. Okay. And then while we're smoking that one, I'll roll a post-blunt. So we're gonna smoke 3 blunts? Is this the first time we smoked together?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Once again, I am joined by my good friend Serak. I don't want to say his last name because he seemed like he got kind of mad.
Don't say it like you don't want to say like I'm some terrorist or something like that.
No,
like,
yeah,
I don't
well,
care.
I mean,
you can say it if you want, but you said it wrong the first time, and usually most people just know me by Serak.
It's highlight, right? It's Serak highlight.
Highlight. Yeah, let's go with that. Highlight.
Serak highlight. is my my well.
Someone call Cigar City right now. I'm trying. We can get a sponsorship. Oh man, it's highly.
I was talking about the sport highlight.
Oh, I was talking about the beer.
Have you? Well, I mean, yeah. You said when I went through my craft beer. What do you think about people that are like beer snobs that are into the craft beers, like the fake hipster people?
I mean, I actually like the craft beer scene, but it definitely died out with this whole seltzer, revolution that's been going on the past 2 years.
But those seltzers are so goddamn weak. You have
Yeah.
They all say, "Oh, well, it's less calories." Yeah, you got to drink twice as many of them just to get drunk.
Yeah, and they're like, I think a 6-pack at most local liquor stores, we'll say like of a White Claw is, I don't know, like $10 for 6. Is that normal? That's ridiculous.
And what's
Like,
the
what am I
alcohol
paying for?
content on them? Like
90.
4%, like 3%.
No, it's nothing. It's really low. It's barely any cal. Like what? You just drinking flavored alcohol in a tin can or aluminum can. But I don't know.
Did you ever drink the Four Locos back in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of those. Your night was good. And this was pre when they switched it up a little. When they changed like the
caffeine,
like that.
Like
yeah.
See, because man, oh man, like when I was knee deep into the alcoholism, I didn't give a fuck what I drank. I just wanted the strongest, quickest thing that would get me to where I needed to be.
But the thing with Four Locals is one of them. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the dog in the background barking at something. But the thing with Four Locals is one can usually would do the trick. Now, but anything more than one, even like a can and a sip of another can, you're blacked out. Like that. It's
14% alcohol, man. It's crazy.
It's basically rubbing alcohol with a little bit of sugar and some flavor in there. It was great, man. Like at the time, I was in I think it was my freshman year up in Aquinas College up in Michigan, and when you're a broke college student, man, that was the go-to. You take a Four Loko, you would go to a house party, or we would actually have, because I stayed off campus, so we'd have people come over and have house parties and stuff like that. Man, I mean, I had my room upstairs. Oof.
Do you remember your first alcoholic beverage you ever tasted?
Yeah. Well, I've had like sips of beer as a kid throughout your life, but the actual like what I can remember, I think Fireball. I was maybe 15. This is why I hate it now, because I was maybe 15 or 16, and I was at my buddy's place, and we were playing like Halo or some shit, and he had got a hold of some Fireball, and obviously I had no idea what the hell Fireball was, and he basically was like, "Hey, it's cinnamon whiskey," and I had no idea what whiskey was, and all I remember was cinnamon. I'm like, "Oh, this can't taste too bad." So we did what any teenagers do, and we was just passing it and drinking it, no chaser. First of all, I didn't know what the hell a chaser was. And lo and behold, 45 minutes later, I pretty much picked up a garbage bag full of hot, steamy cinnamon Fireball. So,
do you want to talk about the worst indigestion the next day that you'll have? The worst, greasiest shit that you'll ever have the next day is that. Now, my first alcoholic beverage. Now, you think that I'm making a joke when I say this, okay? But me and my good friend, Derek and Howard, we grew up in a very small town. There was one convenience store. We lived in a town that did not even have a caution light. Like, no stoplights, no caution lights, nothing.
Stop signs?
Yeah, there were stop signs. But we would go up there and we would pay a Mexican to get us old
Was he
English.
really Mexican, or
he was.
Okay.
No, very big Hispanic community, because you got to remember where I
like how you
got
to say we had to pay this Mexican. Like, you couldn't just be like, so we had to go and pay this guy that we knew. Why you got to race in there, Toto, man? Like, now I'm picturing like now I'm picturing Narcos right now for some reason.
No, as a broadcaster, when you're doing the spoken word, you have to be as descriptive as possible. You have to be like a Robert Frost type author and give all the details. Okay.
What was he wearing? Cowboy hat?
Yeah, you're making a joke, but yes.
No, I'm not. See, you said
No,
descriptive.
I'm being dead serious. He was wearing a cowboy hat, but a lot of people don't realize where I grew up was the fern capital of the world.
Okay, wait a minute, Tuddle. So it's the fern capital of the world, but you also know how to grow. What was it? Not acorns. Was
Pecans.
it acorns? Pecans.
Yeah.
Is that any relation?
No, well,
Ferns and
pecans. Georgia is known for their pecan,
Okay.
but in a lot of the Hispanic community, especially the Mexican population, do you realize that Caucasians were the minority in the city I grew up in?
No, that makes sense. Just like, like if you were in like Miami or something, right? Is it the same ratio?
Yeah, I would say I would definitely say that. So we went up to the store. Old English was the first beer, Oldie, but you couldn't get the quarts. They weren't real quarts because they weren't allowed to sell quarts in the state of Florida.
They can't, right? Well, you can't get a 40, right? You can't get a 40 ounce down here.
No, I don't think you can.
That's why you guys are so rookies at drinking. 'Cause I'm thinking up in Michigan, I can get a 40 ounce of, pretty much anything that they sell up there. You get a 30 pack of at the Busch Light, which I haven't drank since college. But yeah, man, that's why you guys got such, weak tolerances, because, you can't really get as much as much you pay for.
Yeah, but we always, man, that first, whenever you haven't drank much. And then also one of the other, like, I think the next alcoholic beverage I had was a Zima. Do you remember Zima back in the day, or were you too young for Zima?
What was that? Like, was it a malt liquor?
It was like a malt liquor, but it was like, it was carbonated, but it was, you know what? We really didn't give a damn back in the day. We really didn't.
Zima?
Yeah, Zima.
Can you still get them today?
I don't even know if they still make it.
Zima. I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Do you want to know what they make now that I drink, that I was addicted to as a teenager? Surge. You remember the Surge soda that Coke made?
Kind of like
my
the
God.
off-brand
A Mountain Dew or something.
Mountain Dew, yeah.
Yeah, dude, oh man, I drink the hell out of that stuff. So, before the break, I talked about you said you were sore because you worked out. So now, like, how did you injure yourself today?
No, I'm not sore. So a lot of times, and anyone
you didn't stretch. You don't stretch, do you?
No, it's not even necessarily about the stretching. So anyone who, is in the gym regularly probably understands this type of injury. But basically, anytime I do like like shoulders, or we'll say like upper back type workouts.
Are you using a machine or free weight?
Both. So when you do like shoulder shrugs, for instance, if you go a little too hard, or you shrug too hard or too high, or if it's too heavy, you can pinch your nerve really easily, and that happens to me quite often. So it's not like super painful, but it's kind of hard to like turn my head left, and it's hard to sleep with.
See, people do not realize this, that your neck is connected to a lot of the muscles that run down your shoulders and your back.
Oh yeah.
And you have to, because as a wrestler, when I wrestled in high school, we always, like, one of the first stretches we did was the neck.
See, and I got a long neck too. Well, I don't have a long neck, but my neck seems a little long for the rest of my body.
Do you know what do you know what the term long neck, means in the gay community? It's like,
hopefully
like,
someone who can like reach high stuff off of trees like giraffes.
No, that means they can take a D, right down the long neck, if you know what I'm talking about.
First of all, no one's dingling is that long to where it would go down to somebody's fucking sternum or some shit. If that was the case, you should go to the hospital.
Have you never seen Mr. Marcus? Have you never seen like
Oh, I've seen him, and it's listen, you got it from where your mouth is to where your I don't know, top of your
esophagus
chest is. It's no. I'm not gonna try it. By the way, there's no. There's no way I don't give a damn how blessed you may think you are. Not happening. Not happening.
Do you ever get self-conscious like when you're like eating like a phallic looking food item, like a hot dog? Like you don't take
like,
really big bites because you're like, oh man, is somebody like looking at me right now?
Well, like you
man,
can't, like it's
he
not like
took
I'm like
half of that
sucking on a
hot
hot
dog
dog.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
if
mean? Like
you,
you're biting it. It's not like I mean, I get the only like food item would be like a popsicle, probably. That's like where you can't, you kind of have to suck on it. Like you can't just.
Doesn't that feel kind of weird? Like popsicles are something you enjoy on your own, right?
Yeah,
like,
you got to be like in the bathroom or something in public. Like,
Yeah.
I got to go to the bathroom real quick.
Because if you go too hard on a popsicle, it's like, God damn, all right. I'm kind of worried about Serak there. Look
You
at
got to
look at the
listen.
way-
You if you get a popsicle, make sure you ask for like a knife too. Like you got to have a knife in your hand while you're
Wait,
you're
who
sucking
eats
a popsicle.
Who eats a popsicle with a knife?
I'm saying exactly right. Like you want to throw people off. You want to like send a clear message. Like, whoa, if I ever thought that guy, went the other way, he looks like a killer as well, and he has a knife in his hand. You want to give off that vibe, right? You want to strike fear in people with subtle stuff, like holding a knife in your hand while you sucking on a popsicle.
So, Serak, how far down on the popsicle can you go? Like,
I don't know. I usually just kind of like slide it off the stick and put it in a bowl and eat with a spoon.
whatever, dude. Whatever.
I don't really eat popsicles.
You've never tried to see how much of the popsicle you can get in your mouth? Like
no, because like once you do that, like then like your mind starts to wander, and then like you start, like you don't want to open the gate, right? You don't have a gateway, a food item.
Wait, so you're saying popsicles are a gateway to homophobia, like homosexuality? Like seriously, are you saying like
what if that was? What if it was? I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure there's some kid out there who may think he's gay or whatever is trying to decide. I don't know if this is a decision. And by the way, like I support the LGBT. I had to think about it, LGBT.
Don't say, "Oh, I have gay friends," because
no.
I hate
person. I don't have
every
gay
white
friends.
person always says, "Oh, I got black friends."
No, I don't have any gay friends. I mean, I'm cool.
Oh, you don't have
people.
gay friends? Why don't you have gay friends then, Serak?
I don't have a lot of friends. I have maybe. I mean, what do you consider a friend? Someone you just get along with?
Somebody that you talk to, somebody you know.
How often do you have to talk to a person?
I don't know.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
It
Exactly.
seems like
Nobody
you're
knows.
Your Honor, the witness is being combative. Can you please tell him that he needs to answer the question, please?
You could tip the court.
Yes.
No, I don't have any gay friends, but I'm also not against gay friends, but I'm also not looking for gay friends, if you get what I mean. But I'm sure there's some kid out there or person or adult who, is kind of trying to figure themselves out. And one of these days they go down to Penguin, which is a ice cream shop down the street from where I live, but we'll just say an ice cream shop, and they get a popsicle. And, next thing you know, after a few licks and some slurps, next thing you know, the gateway is open and now they're in Lil Nas X videos. So I'm kidding. That was terrible. I gotta be careful because Kevin Durant got a hell of a backlash. So, it's all jokes.
Oh, wow. Listen, man, we're here to give our opinions, like it or not. But I did something yesterday. I am actually playing in a golf tournament on Saturday. I have not played golf in a really, really long time. And I didn't want it's a four people on a team, okay? And it's called best ball. Have you ever played golf before?
Yeah.
Okay, so like best ball is like, all right, all four people take a shot, okay?
Okay.
Then whoever hit the best shot, the other three people get to play from that same spot, okay?
Okay, so it's just it's for fun. It's not really like
No.
competitive.
No. But this is for a charity. It's for a local, to help out firefighters here in the Orlando area. Okay.
Wait, the firefighters need help?
I guess. Well, anyways, it's for charity. I'm going out to do this, and I didn't want to look like garbage. Okay. I'm not saying I'm a great golfer, but I'm not horrible. Okay. So I haven't swung the clubs in a while. So I went out to the driving range and I got a large bucket of balls. And I got to tell you, and I even filmed myself doing it.
I think I've seen it.
No. Yeah, it's on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Tuddle. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell button. Give me a thumbs up. But
oh my God. Okay. Plug and play. All right, keep going.
But my lower back was a little stiff today.
You think it's from golf? It probably is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the reason why they say Tiger had so many back problems was because the guy was
driving range.
Well, no, because most of the golfers are like out of shape Caucasian people, and then you got Tiger, who is actually a physical specimen. He's in really.
I don't know. I think it's just that everybody else is out of shape, so it makes him look even better.
But they say Tiger just created so much torque on his swing, and that's what created his back problem.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And also, he's been playing forever, so I'm sure that has something to do with it too.
Yeah, but I mean, all right. So let me ask you this. So this is going to be
do black people get back problems?
No. But like, for example, okay, when white people want to talk about basketball and like who the greatest player of all time, white people would be like, oh, definitely the hick from French Lick, Larry Bird. Everybody's like, yeah, white guy, drain the three all the time. You don't think that people like gravitate more towards people of their own race and culture when rooting for athletes?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so. Like I always root for the black guys in soccer, like international soccer. Like I don't even know their names. I'm like, go run, brother. Yes, go. Because mainly in soccer because I know there's a lot of racism in soccer, especially like in Europe and stuff. So obviously I got to show my support. But when it's all white guys, I just go for whoever's most Spanish, I guess. I'm kidding.
You would hate you would hate the Iceland team because that's the snowest of Snow White like players that you're ever gonna find. No,
I'm kidding. I root for talent. In all honesty, if you're good, if you're really good, I don't give a damn. Where you come from or what you look like. You got to respect the talent. And I think that's why a lot of people can hate as much as they want based on race, but at the end of the day, the winners win.
So everybody from our hick town, the year that Brent Barry won the slam dunk contest.
I forgot that happened.
Yeah, the white guy won the slam dunk contest. Everybody was like, "Could you believe the white guy won the slam dunk contest?" And everybody
was there like some type of lockout going on?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you know that I was actually at the All-Star game the first time that the Orlando Magic hosted the All-Star game? That was the one where they let Magic Johnson play in. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember it, but I remember you telling me that. Is that when was
Cedric
was this post like AIDS announcement?
Yeah, he had AIDS. Yeah, yeah. They actually let him play in the game, but Cedric Sabalas won the slam dunk contest. Remember, he did the blindfolded dunk.
Yeah.
Everybody claims he
impressive.
could see through. I think he could see through it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like that muscle memory, like as far as where you are on the court, like he probably couldn't see. Or just knew. I mean, the only hard part would be just trying to guess how high to jump. But if you're not like if you're just jogging like he was and not running full speed, I mean, you got a probably a good chance. I mean, you're a fucking professional NBA player. Like you play basketball your entire life. Like I'm sure you know where everything is on the court with your eyes closed.
Best slam dunk contest of all time had to be Jordan versus Dominique Wilkins.
Hell no. Not even close.
Oh, well, who do you think? What do you think was the best?
Listen, I don't want to sound biased, but just because of.
Are you talking Dwight Howard?
No, the freaking and they're not even like they still play. They're not even huge stars, but the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Gordon got
3 years ago was
Aaron Gordon got robbed.
That was the best dunks I've ever seen in my entire life. Like when he had the mascot spinning around in circles and he caught it like backwards with his hand. Like you can't do that shit. Like I'm telling you those are the most unique and best dunks you will ever see for a very long time.
Do you know how much it hurts to see what the Orlando Magic have completely just did a fire sale?
Yeah, trust me, I know exactly how that feels. You ever been a Detroit Lions fan?
No. Well, I mean, listen. Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly what I say.
No,
when
no,
people
no,
say,
no,
Serak,
no,
what's
no,
going
no.
on with the Lions? I'm like, I don't
Hear
know.
me out.
I don't know what they're doing.
Everybody says Emmett is the best running back of all time, and that's not true. Barry, if you would have put Barry Sanders behind the offensive line that the Cowboys had in the 90s.
Yeah.
And Barry retired early too.
You think he retired early because of the organization, or just he was like, I'm done, I'm over this? Or he was actually like, no, he was going to decline type deal? Because Calvin Johnson did the same thing, right? Kind of retired in his prime.
What is the worst franchise? Is it the Lions or the Bengals in the NFL?
I want to say, I would hate to say my own team. I would say the Bengals lately, but the Lions like long term, because Lions have been in the league. They were like, one of the OGs. Yeah, like one of the teams that started, with the Packers and the rest of them. So they don't have as much. The Bengals are fairly new, I would think. So they having issues takes time to build. A good team, but yeah, the Lions suck. But I think there's a team besides the two that it's actually way worse.
All right. Well, listen. Hey, man, I'm sorry to cut this off short. Serak, tell people how they can check out your podcast.
Oh, yeah, of course. So the podcast is the Weekly Review. It's on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. Just type in the Weekly Review, or on Spotify. Same deal. Type in the Weekly Review, or you can just type in my name, which is Serak. It's Serak. Yes, I know, unfortunately, not like the liquor, but we're working on that. We're going to, me and Diddy, we're going to get together and we're going to, figure out if we can either spell it differently or that's besides the point. Basically, the Weekly Review on YouTube as well. Check it out. Great show. Like, subscribe. If you don't, well, you know what you can do.
All right, Serak. Talk to you later, man.
All right, bye.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp.
Man, maybe I would have way more sex partners in my life if I just threw caution to the wind.
It's the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Tuddle's Daily Podcast is brought to you by StitchYouUp.com. For your embroidery, screen printing, vinyl, and direct-to-garment printing needs, visit StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up specializes in custom caps, shirts, decals, and anything you want to personalize. Whether it's one item or large orders, they can handle any size. Unsure about what you want? Let Stitch You Up help you with your logo design. Visit StitchYouUp.com or contact them, Eric at StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up. Definitely not your grandma's embroidery. Nerd. Radio personality and hot talk satirizer. You're listening to the Tuddle Podcast.
All right, guys. Last segment of today's Tuddle Daily Podcast. I wanted to fill you in on a little white trash drama. And it's got to be pretty bad when I say white trash drama, especially in Oak Hill, Florida. And for one time, the drama here at the Hobo Fish Camp, I was not involved in. This guy just recently moved in here. Now, when you move into the Hobo Fish Camp, if you're going to be here longer than a month, you have to have a background check. Well, they gave him the paperwork that day, and then a week later, he never ever brought it back. Now, something else that was really, really odd about him was the other day. He's from Ocala, by the way. But the other day when it was really, really cold and the wind was blowing like 30, 40 miles an hour out here, this motherfucker was walking around in nothing but his boxer shorts. So what I'm trying to say is he was running pretty hot. You know, the white trash love the methamphetamines. But to be walking around, I found that weird. Now, number two, he has one of the shittiest trailers in the whole park. He couldn't even get the damn thing level. And on top of it, most of these fifth wheels come with AC or central air and heat. This guy has a window shaker hanging out one of his windows. Now, if you've ever been in a fifth wheel, like, those windows are not made for a window shaker to be put in. You want to know what's holding it up? One piece of duct tape. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, he's just using that to keep the window closed. Well, okay, but still, the duct tape, it looks white trash as hell. Well, anyways, I didn't see any of this happen. And I was working out outside. I was getting my workout on. I was out stretching. And the Volusia County Sheriff's Officer pulls up, and I'm like, oh. You know, like, I've been on the straight and narrow, but I was like, I always get a little nervous. I don't want you guys to think that I'm a cop hater or I'm like, you know, defund the police. No. I feel very, very fortunate because I think the Volusia County Sheriff's Department is top of the line, maybe one of the best counties in the state of Florida. But he rolls up, he's like, where's lot 100? I'm like, well, I don't really know where lot 100 is. So I took him up to the front office. I showed him the map that shows like where all the lot numbers are. Well, I guess this dude had already taken off, but he beat the shit out of his old lady. I don't know if it's his wife, girlfriend. I didn't even know he had a woman in there. Like, I think maybe he might have just keeping her locked up inside the fifth wheel. But yeah, so she was in pretty bad shape. And I know a lot of you guys are all going to be like, oh, why didn't you film it? Why didn't you get some content? No, I mean, listen, I wanted to, but then I had second thoughts. I really did. I was like, no, I'm not going to film this woman. I mean, it was so bad, they called an ambulance, fire truck, paramedic all came out. They put her on a stretcher. She was hysterical. Now, I know that there are two sides to every story. But as a man, you just have to get out of it. You just have to leave. You got to leave. Because I'm not saying this is the case, but there are women out there that will hurt themselves. But I'm telling you, I saw this woman, and if she did that to herself, I got to give her kudos because she fully committed to the work. Like, it was shoot style. I mean, they put her on a stretcher, rolled her out. This guy took off. Now, back to the trailer. I think this guy probably and most likely has warrants. Number one, he never brought back the background check paperwork. Number two, he's got the shittiest trailer, but he's got some of the nicest stuff outside of his trailer. Like, brand new stuff. Like, I just did the math in my head. I was like, got to be a couple $1,000s worth of brand new merchandise out here. And you're telling me you can't fix your AC? They still haven't got the guy. But the big other whodunit was that the sheriff's office, now this was the only thing I thought was kind of wrong. They, the guy has 3 dachshunds. And the AC wasn't on. I think the dogs were in crates. Well, the only reason I know that is because the woman that runs the front office, because all the old people, they really didn't care about the woman that got the shit beat out of her. They all cared about the dogs that were inside the trailer. They all wanted to go in. I was like, nah, that ain't a good idea. You know, this guy still hasn't been caught yet. So what's going to happen if you guys are in his trailer and he comes back? I mean, he's already beat up one woman. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, "Ooh, well, Tuddle, you're there. Why don't you protect?" I have a do not get involved like code of conduct. I really do. Listen, the only people I'm risking my life for are like friends, good friends, like Colton. Colton, I would help with anything. My parents would help with anything. But after that, like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, if there's something little I can do, but I'm not putting my life in danger. And that's rule number one of living in the South, especially two white people, Caucasians. If they are fighting, and call 911, try to get them to stop. But once you get involved and you start throwing hands with the dude, there's a pretty good chance that the woman is going to be jumping on your back like a feral cat, scratching and just kicking you in the balls and everything. So now, not only are you having to fight the dude, now you're having to fight a woman. So that's why I do not get involved with domestic disputes. And while I'm talking about white people, here, this is another thing you don't do. Never tell an African-American woman, like, if her kids are acting up and they're being obnoxious, do not. The last thing you want to do is tell, you know what, this goes for any mom. I shouldn't even say African-American. Never tell a mother that how to raise their kids. Oh, my God. That is the worst thing you can do. So now these dogs are in the clubhouse where I do my YouTube live streams. I don't know. I may do a little quick impromptu YouTube live stream later just to show you the dogs and stuff and kind of show you what the guy's trailer looks like and stuff. But yeah, for once, the drama did not involve me here at the Hobo Fish Camp. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Hope you had a wonderful Easter, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm sorry to give you the false finish. I told you that I'm going to be on a new schedule where I'm posting the show at midnight, and I would be a hypocrite for not jumping in and pulling a retraction. I still need to do some more investigating on the incident I just got done talking about, because this guy either has the biggest set of balls in the world, but, you know, guys get treated so unfairly. The guy, I got some great video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all of it just because of guidelines. I have to consult some legal team, and I also have to consult with my producer, Vulture. But from talking to the guy, it was one of those situations, and I brought this up. She's Baker acted. They Baker acted her. They didn't send her to the hospital because of the injuries. They Baker acted her. And this guy, I just got done talking to him. And like I said, the guy's either got the biggest set of balls showing back up here, because the cops really, wouldn't tell us a lot of stuff. He was really, really hysterical and everything. Listen, honey, I'm not judging you because I've been there. Just having a bad day. But if I'm just being honest, if this is true, the guy did the smartest thing that he could do, and that was just turn around and just leave. Because just like with divorces, 9 times out of 10, the woman is going to get the kids and half of everything. And 9 times out of 10, in a domestic dispute like this, the guy's going to get asked to leave. He might not be arrested, but he's definitely going to be asked to leave his own house. And the guy was more concerned about his dogs than anything. I got some good video. I hope that I can use it. Maybe at least use the audio. Matter of fact, playing the audio is worse than the video. So I just want to jump in there and just say I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And unlike any of these other radio hosts or these news people, guess what? I'm going to admit when I might have been wrong. So I'm retracting everything that I said. I will. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to wait and find out some more. So this is the real finish. Hope you guys enjoyed your Easter. Talk to you tomorrow.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuddle category at 315live.com. The Tuddle Daily Podcast is brought to you by the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp. Do you want some cool-ass sunglasses? Check out vaporshades.com. Also brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show intern Hannah and Charlie Alamo for their contributions. Additional imaging and production is provided by CCA Productions. Facebook.com/CCA Productions Presents. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com. That guy's got a damn sexy voice. You should hire him. Check out JCVoiceover.com. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuddleOnTheRadio. Comments? Concerns? Or do you just want to let Tuddle know he's being a dickhead? Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 D's at gmail.com. Leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all of Tuddle's social media, go to Tuddle.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Hey, yo, Terry, what going on?